Hey, it's Natasha Lewis from Big Rock Organics, and welcome to week 14 of the CSA. We have so much to share with you. This time of the year is wonderful. Look at the colors, look at the variety. It's so awesome to see summer, fall, spring, all the different holidays kind of colliding together, the seasons of the garden. So let's take you on a tour. We have a lot of new things to enjoy. So I'm going to take you for a tour of what we have in our box this week. So very excited, we have a really nice greens mix here with 4 different kinds of greens. We have the arugula, hope you enjoyed that last week. We have the purple kale, I hope you remember that from the spring. And it's so fun, it's green on the back and purple on the front, so it's 100% reversible. We've got a little oak leaf lettuce in here and maybe a few Swiss chard leaves. Your Swiss chard might be some fun colors, so just a nice mixture of greens there, great for a salad. Very excited to be getting those greens back in the season. Oh, I think we also have a little bit of red lettuce in there too. So we've got a nice mixture of greens for you to enjoy, lots of flavor there in our greens mixture. We've got some different peppers. You know, we're just kind of doing a variety of peppers each week here. The Anaheims, kind of hot. Poblanos, a little more hot. You might get a banana, some bells, and we're very excited because the temperatures are getting cooler at night. Some of the bells are starting to turn a little. This one definitely isn't quite on its way, but you can see that little bit of a blush. We like to leave them out there till they're all the way ripe, and that way you can enjoy all the colors. So these will be turning red, yellow, orange, all those wonderful colors. So I hope you've been enjoying the variety of peppers and using them in lots of dishes. Oh my goodness, they're so fresh, so crunchy, so delicious and wonderful. We've got all the little cherry tomatoes. They have definitely been really brimming and so good. You can dry these, you can freeze them. They do make really, really good sauce because they are so sweet and flavorful. And so you can actually cook them down and then put them through a food mill, which takes away the skin and the seeds and leaves you with a really nice sauce, and make a really wonderful sauce that is extra sweet. I always throw a little bit of zucchini into my pasta sauce. I feel like it just helps to thicken it and helps to kind of balance the flavor really nicely. So if you have a lot of cherry tomatoes and you're just not sure what to do with all of them, just cook them down, make them into a sauce. You can even roast them and then just mash them lightly. You know, roast all the things in there and then just mash it all up and have kind of a chunky artisan tomato sauce. You can leave the skins on and stuff like that. You know, just toss it with your pasta. That's a really fun thing to do with all these cherry tomatoes if you're feeling just like you got too many cherry tomatoes. But with flavors this delicious, how can too many ever be too many, right? We've got cilantro. Hopefully that you can enjoy with our tomatillos, which we'll get to. But fresh cilantro this week. We've got some different colors of squashes coming in. Green zucchini, but also this is a variety called Zephyr, which is just looks like it's been Easter egg dipped. Kind of fun, a yellow squash. And then this is actually a golden zucchini, so it is a zucchini, it's just gold. And then we have a couple other varieties, so you might get one of one color or another, but those are really fun. We're excited to get radishes back in town. These are the French breakfast radishes. I've also got an Asian radish planted that's a longer growing, a bigger radish. So we'll see those in the weeks to come. But we've got some nice little radishes so you can have those on your salad. Or I love making pickled radishes, are so good. So if you're not necessarily a radish fan, you can take these, roast them, you can pickle them. Those are a couple good ways that are just a little bit different than the norm to use your radishes. All right, so this little guy is one of my favorite winter squashes. We just started harvesting winter squash and the field is so loaded with squashes. I'm very excited about all the squashes that we'll be sending your way. Now, the winter squashes always do actually store nicely, and some of them the flavors improve the longer that you can let them store. And so Acorn and Butternut, the ones that we have this week, are good to eat right away, but some of the squashes, and I'll let you know about those, are better if you store them for a month or 2 months even, and the flavor changes and the texture changes and are a lot tastier. But Acorn, you know, any of these squashes, they're gonna have a really nice, you know, kind of sweet potato-y like interior. They're sweet, they're delicious. I just stab them a few times with a sharp knife, and then I bake them whole in the oven. Acorns are so great because I cut them in half, you know, whoop, this direction, cut in half, and then each side you can fill, and that makes really good filling with, you can do savory, like a rice pilaf sort of thing, or you can do sweet, like a chopped apple, raisin, cinnamon strudel kind of thing. So good. Now I love how decorative it is. So these guys, even if you don't use them right away, put them out with your fall decorations, but don't forget to eat it because it is delicious. So also we have that butternut squash. I just love butternuts. There's so much good eating here because the seed cavity is back in here. And so this whole part is usually just good squash. So it makes for a great chopping squash. If you're looking to do a cubed roasted butternut, I like to do an apple butternut roast. That's really yummy. This is a great one to do with because you can peel the skin and then you can chop it while it's raw and then cook it and bake it. I've also had some really terrific butternut fries. You can actually buy them in the store, but you can make your own with these guys. So butternut squash, so happy and excited. Tomatillos, so many tomatillos this week. Very excited about those. Of course, those delicious yellow ones, which hopefully you have a chance to try those. They're sweeter. I like these just by themselves. They remind me of a ground cherry or a husk cherry, but they are a tomatillo. And there's a couple other varieties in there as well. And so those go great with the salsa. I just made a salsa verde this week, and I literally took all my tomatillos, all my hot peppers, actually all my peppers, onions, garlic, even the tomatoes. I roast them up in the oven like 425, let it all cool down, throw it into the blender with a bunch of cilantro, some lime juice, some cumin, some salt, whatever flavoring is so delicious. So that is a great thing to do with the tomatillos. These actually last a really long time as well, so if you stick them in the fridge, go and check. You know, we try to check all of these, but sometimes because they live in their own tiny little protective husk, sometimes it's hard to tell if you have one that's got a gooky spot, so check them before you put them into storage in the fridge. But those guys are tasty. Different hot peppers, of course, and those guys are always fun. And do wear gloves when you work with them. You don't want to get your hands burned. We got leeks this week, folks. Very excited. Our leeks are down the road where our potatoes and our squash grow. And I said, hey, let's harvest some leeks. So on a leek, if you're not familiar on where to eat a leek, you want to take and cut off the roots. I think we trim these guys, but they have these really crazy roots. And right now he's got a really nice haircut, but they look a little like a Muppet or something with those long roots there. Kind of crazy looking. So you want to cut this off, and then you want to use this whole white section till you start to get these leaves. So I usually will cut it about there. Leaves are not that great, kind of leathery, kind of dirty and sandy and icky, but this white section is the one you want to use. Use it like you would an onion or garlic. So good with potatoes, so good in eggs. It's a milder flavor, so anything that you'd want in onion or garlic, it's just going to be a milder flavor. So very excited. We'll see leeks again here in a couple weeks. We're going to let them grow a little bit bigger, but we wanted to kind of give you a teaser with those leeks. We got our Cylindra beets. Greens not looking as hot, so you may or may not get greens on yours depending on how they're looking. They're just getting a little funky. You know, things can't look beautiful forever. And so we've got those delicious roots though, and boy oh boy, roasted beet salad, delicious. Add some pistachios, some feta, some leeks, all that is wonderful. Threw an onion in there because we can always use an onion, some patty pans, and then a variety of tomatoes. Now we are getting some of the bigger tomatoes coming in. This one in particular is a new variety that I'm growing this year that I'm really loving. This one is called Alice's Dream, and I think it's just so pretty. I like to grow things that look like they're watercolor painted. So that one's a pretty one. Of course, that green zebra, just so gorgeous. We've got some orange ones. If you get a really big kind of yellow and golden and orange and red slicer, that one's called gold medal. So all these heirloom tomatoes, such wonderful flavors. and I hope you're going to get the most out of your tomato season here, because I know I certainly am trying to do that. So that box is beautiful, colorful, plentiful, and showcasing the very best of all the seasons. So we'll put some recipes in there to inspire you. The cooler temperatures this week should make it really nice to be spending a bit of time cooking for you and your loved ones in the kitchen and enjoying all these flavors. So have a great week, and we'll see you next week.